Y'all know what's going on. It's time for another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker. Welcome to the show, y'all. I'm going to get right back into it. Now, here's the situation. Ron is trying to figure out what he should do, and he's talking to his wife on the phone. And she's telling him in this moment that it wasn't anything that he did wrong. It was what she did. She said he was everything to her. She told him, "You gave me the world." She said it was my immaturity, my insecurities, not yours. But by me doing what I did, not being woman enough, she told him, to handle the situation that she had, because she always thought it was just too good to be true. It was just too good to be true. He does everything, and he's there for her, and he gives her anything that she wants, and he's supportive in every way imaginable. But she said that she didn't trust it. She didn't believe it. And she regrets every day that he ended up in prison because of something that she decided to do. She made that decision to do what she did, and it cost them both. And she needed for him to forgive herself. She said, "Please, you got to forgive yourself, because if you don't forgive yourself, you're going to always think that you got to fight with everything that comes up." She said, "This is not on you. What you did to him, yes, but the reason you did it is not on you. It's me. And there's nothing wrong with you." She kept telling him over and over and over. And she needed it to sink in. She needed that coldness that had built around him to fall away. And he was struggling, trying to go back and forth and think like, well, if that's true, then why did you do it? And that's what we have a tendency to do. We always say, well, why did you do it then? If that's true what you're saying, why did you do it? And we think it's something dealing with us, but it's not always our issue. It could be theirs. And she's telling him it was her issue. It wasn't his. It wasn't his. And now because of that, his mind is fixed. And he thinks everybody wants to take something from him. Everybody. See, when you receive offense like that and you wear it, right? And it's not put into its proper context, you'll start to think that this is how you have to live. Somebody does something to you that's worth $5. You think you got to take their life. No. You're being tricked again. And he was having a hard time seeing it. And this is when you take something that happens to you and turn it into a crutch. What do I mean by that? He suffered a great wrong, a great betrayal. There's no way around it. There's no other way you can explain that. But that betrayal that he suffered caused him to do that bad that he did, that bad decision that he did. It doesn't have to be the reason he continues to do bad. Let me say that again. If you get caught up in a situation and you do something bad because of A, B, or C, you don't need to continue to hold that over your head and make you go down that road to do something again and again and again in the name of that bad that happened to you yesterday, last month, last year, 20 years ago. No. Now you're holding it as a crutch. You're using it as the reason, the excuse, the explanation, whatever you want to call it, the rationalization to do whatever it is that you're doing. You can't do that because it'll have you trapped. See, we can get trapped by our own misery, our own pain. And the penitentiary is full of people trapped by their own misery, their own pain, acquiescing to defeat before you even get started in doing something. You always think that the odds are against you. And I'm not saying that they're not, but it's never as bad as we make it out to be. And he was making it out to be worse than what it was. It was 20 noodles. Let me tell y'all something. I've seen people in here get assaulted, stabbed, killed for less than a state t-shirt. Yeah, all of that. And these 20 noodles, they cost 17 cents a piece, right? 17 cents, right? How much is that, y'all? Do the math, right? What's that? $3.40. Huh? $3.40. Is that right? If my math is off, hit me up in the comment section. Tell me, Joe T, you need to get a calculator. Tell me that right. You know what I'm saying? But here's the thing. It's less than $5. It's less than $5. This is when the noodles cost 17 cents. Don't be hitting me up now talking about, Joe T, them noodles is high. They high on us right now. I think we paying almost 50 cents a noodle now. So that'll give you some context of how long ago this was. But the point I'm making is this. Ron needed to let that go. He needed to let that go. Not let the issue go and let this boy run over him, but let the issue go of him wanting to do something violent to him because of that. Nah, you can't do that. You can't think like that. I had a friend that got out the penitentiary and he was at a party, a mall or somewhere. It was a lot of people anyway. Somebody stepped on his toe. He had some brand new shoes on. They was Jordans, he said, right? Had some brand new shoes on. They stepped on his toe. He hit him in the head, knocked him down. He ended up coming back to the penitentiary. And all he kept saying to me was, Joe T, they was Jordans though. I don't care if they were Louis Vuitton, Jordan, whatever kind of shoes out there. I don't care what kind of shoes it was. It ain't worth coming back to the penitentiary. But in his mind, he couldn't accept somebody stepping on his toe and not saying, excuse me, I'm sorry. Whether they meant it or not, it is what it is. It's somebody stepped on your foot, man. And in this situation, they took 20 noodles, and you can't let nobody take nothing from you. I'm not going to let nobody come in this room where I'm at and take nothing from me. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But I am not going to put myself in a situation, in a mindset and say, I'm going to do harm to this person to the point to where they ain't breathing no more, or beat them up so bad that they can't even walk no more. I'm not doing that over no food. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I see the value in life. I saw it before, I just didn't appreciate it. We got to get to that point where we appreciate the value of life in all ways that it comes, even when it comes stupid, like what Smitty did by robbing the man of 20 noodles. So check this out. Ron bumped down on him, right? With his brothers there again. This time when he telling me he want to speak in private, his brothers, they went on and turned and went the other way. He on his own. So he told him, he said, look, I talked to your dad. Your dad told me your word ain't nothing. He said, now if that's true, that's on you. He said, but I'm going to let you know right now, I ain't going to kill you over no 20 noodles. But if you don't pay me, one day, somebody's going to do something to you that you can't talk your way out of. See, you think it's just about the noodles. It's not. It's about respecting another man's property. It's about respecting another man's space. You don't see that right now, but you're going to see it. He said, I remember when I told you when you was a teenager, before I got sent off to prison, I told you you need to get yourself together. You didn't listen then. Look where you at. And if you don't listen now, what do you think the next step for you is going to be? What do you think the next step is? He said, get yourself together. And I still expect my noodles on commissary. But that's on you. So commissary day came, he ain't paying. He didn't pay him. Not at all. Didn't even look his way. Ron let it go. 2 weeks later, man. 2 weeks later, him and some of his little gang buddies went and robbed somebody else. And while they were in the cell trying to get it, dude walked in with that butcher and lit all three of them up. He didn't kill them, but he lit them up. Lit them all up. They all had to go to the clinic. 3-on-1. Ain't no fight in them when they got that butcher swinging wild. They all went to the clinic. And Smitty went to the clinic. His lung collapsed. And now his dad, his mom worried. Ron was worried about him, all this and that. And when he got out, Ron went to the clinic to talk to him. And laying on his stomach, because he got stabbed in his back too, laying on his stomach, he told Ron, he said, man, I'm sorry. And I'm going to get you them noodles when I get out. Ron told him, don't worry about that. He said, you just get better. He said, man, I'm done with that. He said, well, we'll see. He said, well, everybody say they done when the chips are down. He said, but we'll see when you get out. He said, my word is my bond. He said, we'll see. I said all that to say, look here, you might get away over here, y'all, but you ain't going to get away over here. Remember that. This has been another, well, before I do it again, and I always keep trying to sign off before I tell y'all, don't forget the word of the day in these shows. You got to answer. You're going to see the word of the day in the description box. You got to answer that. And if you get all of them right, and when you email it to my email address, doingtimewithgeorge@gmail.com, and if you get them all right, you might be the lucky winner of $50 cash or one of my t-shirts. Ain't nothing with your t-shirt. So check that out, man. Y'all play the game with me, okay? This has been another episode of Doing Time with Joe. I'm your host, Joe Baker, and I say peace, y'all.